Have you ever like got something from somebody, or somebody has given you something and you automatically feel like, no, like, oh my God, why would you do that? Like, I can't take that. Or no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody gives you something or they do something nice for you and you automatically go into like, I can't take this. Like, no, it's okay. I don't want it. No, you didn't have to do that. I be trying to figure out like where that comes from, right? And I think it's like a trauma response for real. I feel like it's something that deals deeply with self-worth. Because at some place within ourselves, we don't feel like we're worthy enough for it. Or we don't feel like we're good enough for it. Or we feel bad for having it. Or we feel like it's going to make somebody else feel bad. Or it's going to make somebody else feel uncomfortable, right? There's like these deep-rooted things within us that make us have those particular responses. I don't know if y'all have ever had it, but I know I've had it, and I've had it a lot. Like, I do that a lot, right? People will do something for me, and I'll be like, don't do that. Like, no, like, I got it. I'll do it. No, it's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just naturally, like, not being able to receive, you know, when somebody's genuinely trying to bless you, not being able to just take it and feel good about it, feel deserving of it, right? So self-worth is also connected to your level of consciousness. It's also the place where you perceive, right? So you perceive yourself at a particular frequency, right? And so if your self-worth is at this particular frequency and you are trying to create something that is above that, right? Or that you feel like is so far-fetched or your desire or out of reach or whatever the case may be, right? You're trying to create a life or ask for something in your life that is like on a whole different level from where you see yourself right now, right? This comes from a lack of self-worth, a lack of self-love. Like, that's literally what it is. And we only think from our level of consciousness. We only operate from our level of consciousness. Our reality literally reflects back our level of consciousness. And so I heard somebody say, when you read a book, you don't read a book. You perceive a book. When you watch TV, you don't watch TV. You perceive TV, right? So I can be watching something and I'll watch it, and the next person next to me will watch the same exact thing. But we see in two different things on the television. We are perceiving in two different ways because of our level of consciousness, because of our frequencies, right? I can see something that'll be just like so deep and I'll be like, damn, you catch that? Like, and then be like, what? Like what? Because of our level of consciousness, because of how we perceive things, because of how we perceive life. Like, pick up what I'm putting down, right? And so because of this, a lot of times, not even a lot of times, majority of people operate at a lower, I don't like to say lower and higher frequency, but a lower frequency, right? Which is 3D. Okay, so the 3D is the physical realm. The 3D is the realm of ego, right? And the realm of ego is the lower level, is the material, physical, survival tactic, okay? And so 98% of us are operating from this particular frequency. Like when you think, okay, let's think about the hood, right? So you in the hood, you see the hood, and you see everybody in the hood busting their ass. Everybody's like working really, really, really hard. Everybody's doing all this stuff. Like they doing so much. And they can never seem to get themselves out of that particular area or that particular lifestyle or that particular mindset, right? So because of that, they are like stuck in the 3D realm. They're stuck in this physical realm. And the physical realm rules action. Action is the lowest vibration. Action is the lowest vibration. So if you continuously thinking like, to get something, I gotta go and do a whole bunch of shit. I gotta go and do a whole bunch of more stuff. Like, you know how something happen in your life and you be like, oh man, I gotta go grind. I gotta go work real hard. I gotta go hustle real quick. I gotta go get this. I gotta go get that. I gotta go do this. I gotta go do that, right? Action. You feel like you put an action towards something is going to help you receive something that you are asking for that is on a completely different frequency than what you're operating at. Action is the lowest vibration. Action comes from the root chakra. And so until we're able to change our perception, until we're able to change our frequency, until we're able to change our level of consciousness, that is the only way that you will be able to physically manifest what it is in our lives that we truly want and truly desire. You cannot manifest from a lower consciousness. You can't manifest for a higher, I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Like, you have to be in alignment. Like, your being, right? Your belief, your perception cannot be lower than what you're asking for, because that's what the universe recognizes, right? The universe recognizes what you are, not what you want. Okay? The universe recognizes what you are, not what you want. So that's what it gives you. Okay? So you can say, I want this all day and I want that all day and I want this all day and I want that all day. But if you naturally believe that you are, like, so let me make an example. So, do you look in the mirror and say you're God? Do you look in the mirror every single day and tell yourself that you're God? Do you look at other people in your life and say that they're God? Do you look at them as God? Because everybody in your reality, every person that's walking around is a reflection of God. There is no separation. It's only oneness. So we can go back to polarity, yes, where you know, good and evil, bad and good, feminine, masculine, whatever, right? It's all tactics that we have made in this physical realm to create separation. But in all actuality, it's all one. We are all one, right? And so the same way with the coin, right? A coin has two different sides, but at the end of the day, it's still a coin, correct? You can have 10 different water bottles. They got 10 different names, 10 different colors. But on the inside, it's still what? It's still water, right? Okay, cool. So if we're all God, right? Everybody else that's in your reality, I don't care how crazy they are. I don't care how stupid they are. I don't care how ignorant they are, whatever. Like, I don't care nothing about that. Like, they're still God, operating with the mask on. Like, it's God with a mask. They're God with a mask, okay? And so we don't walk around saying that to each other, right? We don't walk around saying, you're God, I'm God, I'm God, I'm God, right? If we look in the mirror and tell ourselves that we're God, then we'll see that we will perceive ourselves as God. But we don't look at ourselves in the mirror and do that, right? We look at ourselves and see what we see at our level of consciousness. I hope this is making sense. The frequency has to be the same. You have to be in alignment internally in order for it to be created externally. You have to be in alignment internally in order for it to be created externally. So if everything is as within, so without, as above, so below, whatever you are on the inside, whatever you believe you are, whoever you believe you are, whatever you operate at is what you will create externally. So this is the reason, this is the gap. This is the reason why you can't get that thing that you think that you're working so hard for, and it just never materializes, right? It just never happens for you. And you're just like, I know I'm doing all the things right, and I'm working, and I'm doing this so hard, and I'm working so hard. You're only doing it from one thing. And we have three different bodies. We have a physical body, we have a spiritual body, and we have a mental body. And everything has to be in alignment in order to bring forth what it is that we want. You can't just operate from the physical and think that that's going to create a different frequency for you. It doesn't work like that. Everything has to be in alignment. And so I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. But go back and watch the video and try to catch that again, because you know what I'm saying? You have to be on the same frequency that you feel like is out there. It's in here, but it has to be created first. So create that first, and then you can see it out there.